Okay, today I would like to introduce another grammar point from this chapter. Let's take a look. さあ、今、アルバイトを探しています。アルバイトを探しています。So I'm looking for an アルバイトですね。アルバイトを探しています。いいアルバイトが見つかるといいですね。いいアルバイトが見つかるといいですね。明日、ピクニックに行くんです。雨が降らないといいですね。明日、ピクニックに行くんです。雨が降らないといいですね。So this new expression is one we use to say like, I hope something. We'll talk about this a little bit more in just a minute, but we use this I hope something with いいですね when we are showing that we hope something turns out well for somebody else. So we don't use it for what we hope for ourselves. We'll talk more about that in just a minute. But the format of making this, we start with a short form present tense, plus といいですね. So when we say short form present tense, that means like for positive, it'll be the dictionary form. For negative, the ない form. So this と here is something we will talk about a little bit later on in this semester. It's like a conditional that means if. So like basically it will be good if this happens. It'd be good if this happened. A lot of the time we tend to pair this with a potential verb. So for example, we wouldn't really say like 大学院に行くといいですね. I hope you go to graduate school. It's more natural to say 大学院に行けるといいですね. I hope you can go to graduate school. So the reason that we tend to go with the potential is that this verb that we're talking about has to be something that we have that we don't have some kind of like direct control over. It has to be something that like happens to us. So like, if you have a test, I can't really say like, 勉強するといいですね. I hope you study. Because you can control whether or not you are studying. I don't have to hope for that. You can just study. But like maybe 優しいテストだといいですね. Like I hope it's an easy test. That is something you don't control, right? Sensei controls that. So it's much more natural to talk about something you don't control. And the same is true with this 大学院 example, really. So 大学院に行くといいですね. I hope you go to graduate school. I mean, you can just go. Like you physically can go there. But 大学院に行けるといいですね. I hope that you can go there. That shows a situation that's not totally under your control, right? It's a question of whether you get in, whether or not you get the scholarship. So that is much more natural to use with といいですね. So it's not so much an action that you're going to do, that you can decide whether to do or not. It's something that happens to you, that you hope happens. So let's practice. 風邪をひいたんです。風邪をひいたんです。大変ですね。早く良くなるといいですね。I hope you get better soon. 早く良くなるといいですね。家の鍵をなくしたんです。なくしたんです。早く見つかるといいですね。見つかるといいですね。I hope it gets found. 早く見つかるといいですね。So I hope you get better. I hope it gets found. We have the short form plus といいですね. Okay, let's take a look at one more situation. 明日、試験があります。朝寝坊しないといいんですが、試験が優しいといいんですが。So I hope I don't oversleep. I hope the test is easy. So when we are talking about things we hope for ourselves, the structure is similar, but instead of saying といいですね, we say といいんですが. The reason that we have like a different ending here, so いいですね is what we use when we're expressing kind of agreement with the other person, right? Or we're seeking the other person's agreement. So if I say, it'll be good if this happens to you, then that's something like the other person probably agrees on. But it's a little bit strange if we say ne at the end here. So like it'd be really good if, for example, like I got into graduate school and you agree with that, right? Is how it turns out. Like, oh, it would also be really good for you. But like that's kind of assuming a lot about the other person, assuming that they're actively hoping that you get into graduate school and that they'll also be happy because you're happy. We tend to like not want to be that presumptuous in Japanese. So it's a little strange to say like といいですね about something you hope for yourself. Instead, the most natural way to express it is something like といいんですが. So it shows like, oh, this is something I hope for, but I don't know if it'll happen. This kind of softens the ending a little bit, and it's not as presumptuous as ending with ne, where you like assume that the other person also agrees with you and also wants that for you. So the structure is the same thing, the short form present tense, plus といいんですが. So let's practice. 明日初めてアルバイトに行きます。バスに乗り遅れないといいんですが、道に迷わないといいんですが。So I hope that I don't miss the bus. I hope that I don't get lost. So we use a short form present tense plus といいんですが. Okay, so see if you can practice some of the activities below using といいですね to talk about what you hope for other people and といいんですが to talk about what you hope for yourself.